Hello and welcome. This is your instructor, Dennis Westman, and today I would like to talk a little bit about the next program that we will be covering in our textbook, and this will be Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, a couple of things first before we get started. You'll notice a little bit is different about me. I'm actually recording this from my hotel room in Las Vegas at a conference, and so I might look a little different. Got the glasses on. Out behind me is the Las Vegas Strip. But I wanted to get these videos in the lecture recorded for you because I feel like it's very important as we move through the class. Now, another thing that's extremely important is, as we've done in the past, please follow along with me in your textbook, and this will be in PowerPoint Unit A, and then later on we'll talk about some additional information. Now, I don't have my textbook with me, so I'm actually using my instructor manual, so I'll refer to the different sections by name or title, and then what you will need to do is, if you'll go through and as I refer to those, you'll be able to find them on the specific pages. So let's get started, and as I said, today we're going to talk a little bit about Microsoft PowerPoint, and essentially what PowerPoint is a presentation graphics program. This allows you to create a presentation, whether it be for a room with a projector and a presentation computer, or you can even do items like web pages and brochures, flyers, and a lot of other things. A lot of people do not realize that PowerPoint is such a flexible program. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So in PowerPoint Unit A, again following along in your textbook, the whole idea of PowerPoint is, again, to present a series of bits of information. Now, when we want to talk about defining presentation software, this is the start of the unit, and presentation software is just a type of software that allows you to pull together a series of bits and pieces of multimedia like audio and video files into one presentation type of program. Now, in this class we're using PowerPoint 2007, but there are other programs. The newest version is PowerPoint 2010, and then there are items like Keynote for the Apple computers that you can use that allows you to create presentations. So look at Section 4. Now we're going to jump ahead a couple of sections. Look at Section 4, Planning an Effective Presentation. And this talks about how to plan for a presentation so that it flows well and makes sense to your audience. And one thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that when you're planning a presentation, you understand who your audience is. You want to determine and outline the message you want to communicate. You want to, again, verify the audience and the delivery location. You want to determine the type of output. This means, is it a projector and a screen? Are you in a big room? Are you in a small room? And so on. And then you want to determine the design. You don't want to have a real flashy design if this is a more understated message. Then again, if you need to engage a certain audience and you need it to be exciting, then you may want to have a pretty flashy design. And then finally, you want to decide what additional materials will be useful in the presentation. For instance, do you want to have additional handouts? Do you want to refer to other programs, websites, and so on? So that is Section 4. Let's skip ahead to Section 6, which talks about examining the PowerPoint window. And if you look at the PowerPoint screen shot that's on your on the textbook page for Section 6, you can kind of see how the PowerPoint program is laid out. You've got, of course, across the top, you've got your ribbon and you have your tabs with the various options, and on the left-hand side you have items like either an outline or thumbnail views of your slides, and then the main section of your PowerPoint window, this is where you actually go in and edit and make the changes to your individual slides. And then down at the bottom, you're going to have places where you can go in and see the theme. This is over on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side you're going to have several different icons that will allow you to change the views, and then on the far right-hand side you're going to have some plus and minus signs that will allow you to zoom in and zoom out on the presentation. Also over there, look on the lower right-hand corner of the screen or in your textbook, and you can see that there is a option that allows you to fit slide to the current view. That's handy if you want to zoom in or zoom out quickly so that you can get the slide in the screen for your particular size of computer monitor. So that is examining the PowerPoint window. Now let's skip ahead to Section 8 and let's talk a little bit about entering the slide text. really, I have to say, it's pretty straightforward. Where it says click to add title, you click there and then you start typing. Where it says click to add subtitle, you click there and you click to add subtitle. And then other slides, depending on their layout, will allow you to add titles, section headers, footers, or even different types of content throughout the different layout options. So it's pretty straightforward. You just click where it says to click in order to create your particular content for that particular slide. One note of caution, though, I might just say is you want to definitely use those auto content layouts, because that will help you later on if you need to change a certain particular PowerPoint option all at once. You definitely want to pay attention to and use those auto content layouts. If you don't, then you go in and try to change something. It's not going to change it on all the slides, only those that are based on the auto content layout. So pay careful attention to that and make sure you use those. It's very, very handy later on. Now let's look at 10, which talks about adding a new slide. And if you look, essentially PowerPoint tries to guess what type of slide that you would like. For instance, PowerPoint by default starts with the title slide. After you've typed in your title and your subtitle, and if you go in the upper left hand corner and you click on the little new slide icon, it's intuitive enough to know that you're not going to want a title, but you're now going to want a title and content slide, which will essentially be a title across the top and then content running throughout probably 3/4 of the slide. It knows, obviously, you don't want a title slide. So PowerPoint makes it pretty easy when it talks about going in to create different additional slides beyond the title slide. And if you were to create a new slide where it is the title and 2 columns of data, what will happen is when you click the new slide icon in the upper left hand corner, PowerPoint will then think you want those same 2 types of columns. And so at that point you would have to change the layout to probably something else, because you may be not necessarily wanting the 1 title, 2 columns of content type of area. But that's essentially how to add a new slide. And there are different types of layouts. If you click in the upper left hand corner on the Home tab, on the area where you click New Slide, there are layouts, and there are 9 different layouts. There's 3, 3, and 3. You'll take a look at those and you see they're all different layouts that you can use when designing PowerPoint presentations. Let's look at page 12 now in that section, and it's talking about applying a design theme. And a design theme is just a pre-made set of colors, of font types, of font sizes, of various elements that gives your PowerPoint presentation a standard or a common look and feel. So you don't have to create all of that stuff from scratch. So I would encourage you to use something like that instead of creating all the elements individually, because it'll certainly save you a lot of time. And that's called a design theme. Looking on 14 now, you can see the different types of presentation views. And the presentation views, again, are accessed in 2 essential ways. You can either go up across the top in the ribbon under the View tab on the ribbon, you can see the different presentation views there. Or if you go in the lower right-hand corner of your presentation PowerPoint window, you can see that there are several different types of layout views. There's Normal View, Slide Sorter View, Note Pages View, and Slideshow View. And those are the options that are available to let you see the slides in different types of ways. And they're all used for different purposes, and you can read in your textbook to find out the different types of views and how you might want to use those. And then the next thing that we'll talk about, and this finishes up Unit A for PowerPoint, is printing the PowerPoint presentation. Now, PowerPoint has several different ways that that you can print. You can print the entire slide. You can print 3 slides per page with lines on the right-hand side. You can print 6 slides per page, 9 slides per page. You can even print a slide at the top with a notes section down at the bottom. So it's extremely flexible. It's up to you to decide based on your needs how you would like to print that PowerPoint presentation. Okay, that's it. That is PowerPoint Unit A in your textbook. As always, if you have any questions or need any assistance, please feel free to email me at dwestman@mscok.edu, or of course post a discussion to the lab discussion forum in your Blackboard course site. Thank you, and from beautiful, sunny, well, it's night now, Las Vegas, have a great evening and a great week. Thank you, and goodbye.